one of the young people that I've been supporting over the past, along with other young people. And today, the reason why we're here today is that we've been awarded some money from the Lottery Heritage to actually deliver a project called Unity and Community in Football, celebrating Cameroonian heritage. The way I came about with this project is that I realized that there is a lot of opportunity for us to draw out of our love for football. We are Cameroonian, we love football, we love watching football, we love playing football. And from actually struggling sometimes to engage with my own young people and children, I thought, oh, Cameroonians, if you want to actually speak to a Cameroonian person, talk about football, you'd likely to engage them. So I thought, oh, it's good ideas if I could actually engage with those young people by using football. So this is how I started interviewing my own young boy, asking him some questions around football and some questions around history. And we actually came to an event, we went to an event, the 20th of May event, which Cameroonians have always organized around football. And after that 20th of May, I gave them the opportunity to actually talk about how the day went for them and what they liked most and what they felt we could improve on. The young people felt they did not have a sense of understanding of the reason of the event, and they liked the football, they enjoyed the football, but they wanted to engage with the football, and that opportunity was not given to them. So one of the things that they also said was that they wanted to understand the background of the reason why we are celebrating the football, because obviously it wasn't made clear to them. And some of the things that they also say was that they wanted to have fun on that day, and they wanted to be able to interact with their friends and have fun, eating and drinking, having chicken barbecues, and that's loving the food that they usually make during those events. So from there, I started developing a project, and with their help, I put ideas together and thought about the 20th of May, the reason why we celebrate the 20th of May, and the history behind the 20th of May, how we could get our young people to actually get involved in that, using their love for football. We've been recording some oral interviews which are going to be used to put in a creative way through songs and documents which are going to be handed over to the Manchester Library, so that in the future our children could go to the library and refer to a document as a document about Cameroonian history, a document about Cameroonian football.
My name is Marie, and I began as a volunteer in the charity, then I became a youth leader, and I'm now the chair of the charity, and I've learned everything from Melanie basically. So when we started about this project, I was thinking football. I'm a lady, I don't like football. Is there any lady who agrees with me? We're not a great fan of football initially to start with, but as I was learning about it, I realized, oh, it's actually something important. It really helps you to understand the story of Cameroon, which I really didn't know much about. But I left Cameroon at the age of 15, so I had learned quite a lot about the history. I learned, the Cameroonian system is a bit different, so I had to do history. I didn't like history, but I was quite good at it, so that's how I learned about Cameroon. But I didn't know the importance of football in Cameroon. And so far through the project, I must admit, I've learned a lot, and today I'm even learning more about football. And I hope we all are learning as well. Are you learning something? Are you? That's good. Because that's the aim. That's the aim. And to think that there are many young people out there who probably didn't even grow up in Cameroon like I did, who probably don't even know the country because they may have been born here in the UK. I think is a really brilliant idea. It's something we should really push forward.
So it's a national day in Cameroon, and our community here, going back to Kafike and then the history of Kafike, our community here, in their way of trying to celebrate the Verna, our national day, set up this competition from 2002, 2004, where teams all over the country come in one chosen city over the year to play football as a way of celebrating our national day. Why football? Again, Melanie mentioned it a lot. The main unifying factor in Cameroon is football. I'm pretty sure more than 90% of us, if we had not said, let us meet in Manchester and play a little football, we wouldn't have them here. So football brings people together. That's a mere fact. And we are here together here because of football primarily. And it's not a bad thing. It's a very, very good thing. Football, I was a very shy child when I was growing up. I was good at school, but absolutely shy. I learned to express myself through football because football is not something you do on yourself. You have to interact. You really have to interact and to communicate. So that's a basic thing. So doing football is a good thing, young brothers and sisters. Let us keep doing it. But that should not distract you for your education. Coming back to the later part, that was when you were telling you my background. I loved football when I was growing up. I could spend a whole day playing football. I was not lucky as Makanaky and Zepa, our brother Zepa there, to be playing professional football. But I loved football growing up. But that should not distract you from your education. You heard, up to now, the most educated footballer who plays in England is one of our brothers. You heard it. So, football, yes, but keep your education going. But where I also wanted to go, again, going back, football brings us together. The 20th of May was organized primarily to say, let us find a way of bringing Cameroonians together. And then we said, or the people who were there back then, I joined them later, they said the best thing to bring Cameroonians together is to organize a football tournament. So football was the starting point. And then over years, the card started putting some cultural aspect, organizing features. It's not perfect, but that's the idea.
Around the end of the 70s, something changed, flipped over, and we started playing more national team football than club football. It means we won more in national team, because before we were only known by Canon, Tonnerre, and that. We were not known as a national team. And then in 1982, we went to our first World Cup. It was fascinating because, and very it was a very nervous period for us, because the champions of Africa who had preceded us bagged 9 goals in one match and 11 goals in another match. That was Zaire, now Congo Republic. So we were going into the World Cup representing Africa with a lot of, nervousness. We thought, so we played very defensively. But mark you, we won, we kind of faced Italy that won the World Cup. And we did so well that we thought the next time when we get there, we were going to win the World Cup. We'll do better. And that is what we did in 1990. When we went to the World Cup, we were more prepared psychologically, and that is when Cameroon was known as a team that could beat the big teams in the world. We are not yet there. People are hoping that we could get somewhere, and we hope that this young generation of footballers, you see many footballers who play around from the smallest clubs. There are lots of Cameroonians in this country. I have one in Wrexham. He's the best goal scorer in Wrexham at the moment. He's a guy with a degree in actuaristic science. Yeah. Okay? And he plays football because he wants to play football, and we hope that will help him to grow that. So we will have a lot of people who were not born in Cameroon, but are going to play in Cameroon. We have seen so many of them. Mbappe should probably be playing for Cameroon next year. So the football now moved from club level to a national level. At that time, we must mention some people like the the famous footballer who should be the best footballer ever in Cameroon, who was called Mbappé. And you would have heard, you young people, about a young man who won best footballer in the World Cup, last World Cup. Did you hear?
Yes.
What's his name?
Kylian Mbappé.
Kylian Mbappé is from that region. His father probably is related to Mbappé. All right? So he was that figure that if we had television today, you know, he would be the star in Africa and everywhere. But unfortunately, we didn't have any television. I won't belabor names, but I will say that football evolved in Cameroon with such a passion that some people thought it was a kind of poison to the Cameroonians, that they should divert from politics and concentrate on football, to the extent that we created some of the best clubs in football, which are Canon Yaoundé, Tonnerre of Yaoundé, Dynamo, Caïman, Oryx, where Mbappé played in Oryx, and some of the famous players who played, some even played in the first World Cup we ever participated in, which was in 1982, and that is Tokoto Jean-Pierre. He's like your color. He's a lawyer in the United States, but he does more for football. Yeah, he is those kind of people. And who is the most educated or qualified in any education footballer who has ever played in England? I'll give you £20. I saw you doing that because yes, Tamak, a PhD in law. Yeah, he played. Yeah, Warsaw was his last club, and he won 2 African Cups before he came to England. So, okay, thank you very much.
We've been organizing our events, Bison Foundation in Cambridge, and the second edition was last year, May, where Melanie came to the event, you know, and it's like we just clicked, you know, she's got brilliant ideas, and we spoke a lot together, what she's trying to do and what I'm trying to do, you know, it's like we've been working together for quite some time now, you know, and that's why we are here today. To support what she's doing. I think we've said that the Song Foundation and Ensemble, you know, we will carry on working together. This is just the start, and it's always never easy, you know, to start something like this, you know, but this is the first, and we are going to get feedback, we are going to learn from this, and we are going to continue to work together and do bigger things. Our idea is to bring the community together, teach the young people their roots, but also try to help the underprivileged, what Bison Foundation is doing. You know, Melanie is doing most of the work in the UK. We are doing most of the work in Cameroon. You know, Bison Foundation, what Bison Foundation does is we support orphanages in Cameroon. We provide them with basic healthcare needs, food, clothes, medication, but also we've gone a step further by, you know, sponsoring them, sending them to school, paying their school fees, and providing all school equipment. You know, as we all know, Dr. Kabebe witnessed what education can do in one's life. You know, me standing here, I've played in Cameroon. I represented Cameroon in the junior levels, but I didn't make it to the senior level. So I could, in the other hand, further my education. You know, I'm a qualified social worker specialized in mental health, and it is because of my education. You know, when I was playing football, my mom was always saying, you need to go to school. If I had not gone to school at that time, I would not be standing here today. I think I would not be able to do what I've done.
Everything I'm a beautiful, wonderful, young boy, British, black, whatever it is. You are powerful. You are unique. You've come to add value in the world. You appreciate others. You value others. And that's the good thing in football. It teaches us some great values. Even though you are different, you come together as a team. You work together as a team. And there are some great values in football. Respect. You value one another. Even though you're playing against an opponent, you don't insult your opponents. If you play foul game, you are sanctioned. You are sanctioned. The fact that you're an orange does not mean you should disrespect a mango. So it's a great spirit, and well done, Melanie, for bringing them up, using something as simple as football to reinforce those values that you hold. Reinforce those values. Football has an identity. There are a set of rules and characteristics that distinguishes football from handball. If you touch the ball with your hand in football, it's a foul. So you abide to those. And because as an individual, the values we hold, that's how we pass it on to the community. So parents, I just want to speak to you. If you don't value yourself, that's what you pass on to your children. Our community is built by us. Families are the building blocks of communities. When we bring these children up in the right way, because we know we are worthy, we tell them they are worthy, they are valuable. We believe in them. We teach them to believe in themselves. We tell them they are unique, but others are unique. We teach them respect. We teach them. It doesn't matter when you go out there, your white friend abuses you. You shake up and say, hey, you know what? I forgive you, you're just ignorant. You really don't know who I am. Just like maybe daddy is ignorant now, or mom, I take an orange seed because they've not seen your greatness. You're still a child. Just like I took that orange seed and lemon seed. Daddy, mommy will define it as all oranges. Am I right?
Because of the culture, we can make difference between generation. Because my generation know things the generation who came after me don't know. But through the culture, which is a link, we will be able to connect with the younger generation, the older generation, and my generation. So sometimes we struggle a lot because we don't know who we are. When people were talking about identity, about everything, you cannot know your identity if you don't know where you're coming from. If I'm coming from Cameroon, it means that I'm connected to the set of values that makes Cameroon what it is. So one of those values will live with me, not just for today, but forever. So coming to the UK, they have their set of values as well that make them who they are. So how can we make those things work together? We can only make them work together if we know if we know who we are. Then let me tell you a small story. Sorry, you know, pastor always have a lot of stories, so I'm not going. They always say that if you go to a village, you meet people dancing with one leg. Start dancing, go there, dance with one leg. Because if you start straight away with two legs, they will say you don't understand what they are doing. If you start with one leg and then you introduce the second leg, so you will be respected. So he has brought something new into our culture. That is really important. That is what we can bring in the UK, knowing firstly who we are, and then when we come to this country, see what they are doing, see the way they behave, and then we can bring our part in it and make some things more interesting and more valued for the country.
J'ai jamais entendu un son africain sur une radio dans le UK. Alors, moi, j'en appelle aussi à l'attention des parents qui, eux, laissent cet univers, n'est-ce pas, étouffer les enfants. Il faudrait qu'à leur bas âge, vous commencez à jouer la musique de chez vous à la maison. du Makossa, du Bikutsi, ou, etc., pour que les enfants savent que ça, c'est la musique de chez nous. Il faudrait qu'ils aient aussi un repère des artistes de chez nous, comme les footballeurs de chez nous. Parce qu'ils ne vont pas commencer à faire du football et ne pas connaître Makanaky ou, je sais pas moi, Roger Mila ou un tel. Il faudrait que les parents les enseignent que ces gens-là sont nés au Cameroun, ont évolué au Cameroun et ont été internationaux en partant du Cameroun. Donc, ça fait partie de notre patrimoine culturel. Et puis, la culture peut amener des gens très très loin. Regardez les Noirs américains. Ils sont partis de notre pays, ils sont partis comme des esclaves, ils sont arrivés aux États-Unis, ils ont créé le blues. Le blues, c'était quoi? C'était des chants de pleurs. Comme chez nous, quand une mère perd son enfant, elle pleure en pleurant, n'est-ce pas, cet enfant qui est parti. Donc, les Noirs américains pleuraient leur situation, leur esclavage, en chantant du blues, qui est devenu mondialement aujourd'hui, en évoluant, qui est devenu R&B, voilà, etc. Donc il y a du jazz, etc. Donc c'est pour vous dire que la culture ne s'arrête pas en lisant un livre ou en regardant les matchs à la télévision, les émissions de télé. La culture s'apprend déjà à la base. Si vous n'inculquez pas à vos enfants l'enseignement de la culture, de là où vous êtes venus, comment eux ils doivent se comporter, c'est pas quand ils vont aller en vacances là-bas qu'ils vont découvrir que quand on arrive à l'aéroport, je me souviens, mon fils est arrivé à l'aéroport, il avait 3 ans, il a dit à sa mère, maman, il y a trop de noirs. Oui, il y a trop là. Il n'y avait que de noirs. Donc il était très très étonné. Parce qu'on ne lui avait pas appris que là où il va, c'est son pays d'origine. Avec ces doigts-là. Donc si vous n'apprenez pas aux enfants, ils n'auront aucun repère.
Mais aujourd'hui, je pense qu'on peut jouer au football parce que le sport en général peut apporter à un enfant qui n'est pas très bon à l'école, mais le fait d'aimer ce qu'il fait au sport peut lui donner les possibilités de réussite à l'école. Donc ce qui fait que même s'il ne réussit pas par la suite à jouer au football ou à faire un sport de haut niveau, il aura gagné quand même à travers le sport à pouvoir faire ses études. Et donc les deux sont compatibles. Mais à condition que l'un ne vienne pas gêner l'autre et que les parents puissent être les régulateurs pour trouver le juste équilibre pour nos jeunes enfants.
Okay, so with this kind of type drumming, when you hear, that's how we finish it, yeah? Can we all try together?
You follow me, you're going to do one hit and you all follow me after him, you ready?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, try again.
Okay, very good. Okay, so after this one, when you hear, here we go, boom, together, yeah? Very good. Okay, from there, this is how we're gonna build our rhythm. So now we go.